Hello, myself Nafeesath Shahima S, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Yenepoya Naturopathy and Yogic Science College. Today, I am going to give a lecture on vitamin D. Specific learning objectives. By the end of this lecture, students should be able to understand vitamin D, its chemistry and structure, synthesis, metabolism and activation, and dietary sources and daily requirements of vitamin D. And students also should be able to describe the key physiological functions, deficiency disorders, and able to interrupt laboratory markers and toxicity, and also about the public health importance of vitamin D. So contents include introduction, chemistry and structure of vitamin D, source and nutritional requirements, absorption, transport and storage, functions of vitamin D, deficiency manifestation, high risk population and public health importance. So vitamin D is also called as calciferol because of its role in the calcium metabolism. It is also called anti-rachitic factor because it prevents rickets. Vitamin D deficiency is considered as a global public health issue affecting people across all the age group, climate and socio-economic conditions. Coming to the chemistry and structure, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin and a prohormone. It refers to a group of two steroid compounds that exhibit vitamin D activity and is of two types, vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D2 is also called ergocalciferol. It's produced in the laboratory by irradiation of the plant sterol and is used in the pharmaceuticals. Vitamin D3 is also called cholecalciferol. It is obtained from animal sources in the diet or made in the skin by the action of UV light from sunlight on 7-dehydrocholesterol. It must undergo 2-hydroxylation, that is in the liver and in the kidney, to become biologically active. This is the structure of active form of vitamin D, that is calcitriol or 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol. So vitamin D has a steroid derived or sequesteroid structure with one broken bearing in the steroid nucleus, and it has a 3-ring structure, a double bond system and a flexible hydrocarbon side chain which contribute to its fat solubility and biological activity. Coming to the sources of vitamin D. The richest source is sunlight. Exposure to sunlight produces cholecalciferol. Marine fish liver oils like cod liver oil and shark liver oil are the good sources. Sardines, milk, egg yolk and liver and mushrooms contain small amount. The current recommendation is to fortify dairy products with vitamin D and adequate exposure to sunlight without sunscreen before 10 am and after 3 pm, at least 50 minutes a day. Nutritional requirement. The recommended dietary or daily allowance for vitamin D are for children, adults and pregnancy is about 600 IU per day, and for the persons above the age of 60 and in the obese children, the supplementation with higher dose of vitamin D is up to 800 international units per day. For treatment of osteoporosis, the dose of vitamin D is 1000 units or 50,000 units weekly. Talking about absorption, transport and storage, vitamin D is absorbed in the small intestine in the presence of bile salt. In the enterocytes, absorbed vitamin D is incorporated into chylomicrons and enters circulation through the lymph. And vitamin D dissociates from chylomicrons to bind to a specific vitamin D binding protein which has higher affinity for the vitamin D3. Different tissues take up vitamin D from vitamin D binding protein, and vitamin D is stored in the liver and adipose tissue. Vitamin D binding protein can combine with different forms of vitamin D. Coming to the synthesis of biologically active form of vitamin D or activation of vitamin D. The active form of vitamin D is called calcitriol. Cholesterol is converted to 7-dehydrocholesterol in the skin, and when the skin is exposed to sunlight or UV light, 7-dehydrocholesterol will be converted to cholecalciferol, and cholecalciferol can also be obtained from the diet. And cholecalciferol through the bloodstream, it enters the liver. From there it is converted to 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol with the help of the enzyme 25 hydroxylase. From the liver it reaches kidney and convert to 125 dihydrocholecalciferol, and it's also called the calcitriol, and with the help of the enzyme 1-alpha hydroxylase. It is also called the calcitriol. Calcitriol is the active form of vitamin D. And calcitriol act on 3 organs, mainly bone, intestine and kidney. Coming to the functions, calcitriol plays an essential role as hormone in the regulation of calcium and phosphorus metabolism. It maintains the normal plasma level of calcium and phosphorus by acting on intestine, kidneys and bones. Calcitriol is a hormone rather than a vitamin because of its several hormone-like properties. It can be synthesized in the body, is released in the circulation and has distinct target organs. So further, its mechanism of action resembles the group 2 hormones, and its target organs are bone, kidney and intestine. So action of calcitriol on intestine. It increases the plasma calcium and phosphorus concentration by stimulating the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the intestine. The action of calcitriol on kidney. It stimulates the reabsorption of calcium and phosphorus from the kidney and decreases the excretion. Action of calcitriol on bone. Calcitriol promotes the mineralization of bones by deposition of calcium and phosphorus. In the bones, calcitriol activate osteoblasts and thus help in the bone formation. It deposits calcium in the bone when there is sufficient amount of calcium in the blood. Calcitriol with parathyroid hormone brings about bone demineralization and causes mobilization of calcium from the bones to the blood. Talking about deficiency of vitamin D, it is mainly seen in the advanced age, and the presence of melanin will decrease the formation of vitamin D3 on skin. About 50 to 80% of elderly, 20 to 50% of children and about 75% of pregnant mothers have hypovitaminosis D, and it is commonly seen in obese people because vitamin D is stored in the adipose tissue and it is not released for the utilization. In children, vitamin D deficiency causes rickets, and it causes osteomalacia in adults and osteoporosis in the old people. The symptoms include bone pain, porous bones and bone fractures are commonly seen. Blood calcium and phosphate levels are also low in vitamin D deficiency. Talking about the rickets, it is characterized by formation of soft and pliable bones due to the poor mineralization and calcium deficiency. Due to softness, the weight-bearing bones are bent and deformed. The main feature of the rickets are large head with protruding forehead, pigeon chest, bow legs, and knock knees and abnormal curvature of the spine, and the child does seem to be anemic and they are very prone to the infections. This is the bowing of legs in rickets, and that is the pigeon chest. Osteomalacia. So deficiency of vitamin D in adult causes osteomalacia. This is a condition similar to that of the rickets. It is characterized by demineralization of previously formed bonds, and demineralization of bonds makes them soft and susceptible to the fractures. Osteomalacia especially occurs in women who have little exposure to sunlight and especially after several pregnancies. Other type of rickets are hypophosphatemic rickets. Here there is a hereditary decrease in renal reabsorption of phosphate, and vitamin D resistant rickets. This is associated with the Fanconi syndrome, where the renal tubular reabsorption of bicarbonate, phosphate, glucose and amino acid are also deficient, and metabolic acidosis is also associated with this. Renal rickets. In kidney diseases, even if vitamin D is available, calcitriol is not synthesized. So it can be treated by the oral or intravenous administration of calcitriol. Causes for vitamin D deficiency. So nutritional deficiency of calcium or phosphate. Then malabsorption of vitamin, like high phytate content in diet may also reduce the absorption of vitamin. Then abnormality of vitamin D activation, liver and renal disease may retard hydroxylation reaction. Then deficient renal absorption of phosphates. High risk population groups: infants, especially exclusively breastfed infants, then elderly individuals with reduced skin synthesis, then pregnant and lactating women, dark skinned population due to the reduced UVB penetration, then urban population with indoor lifestyles, obese individuals due to the vitamin D sequestration in fat tissue, and high risk population also include inhabitants of the northern latitudes. Hypervitaminosis D, doses above 1500 units per day for a very long period may cause toxicity. Symptoms include weakness, polyuria, intense thirst, difficulty in speaking, hypertension and weight loss. Hypercalcemia leads to calcification of soft tissues, especially in the vascular and renal tissues. Excessive exposure to sunlight does not result in vitamin D toxicity because excess vitamin D3 is destroyed by the sunlight itself. Laboratory markers. So mainly it is serum 25 hydroxy vitamin D, and the normal reference level is 30 Ng per ml. The level of 20 to 29 Ng per ml is considered as insufficient, and 11 to 20 Ng per ml is deficient. Level less than 10 Ng per ml is the mark of severe vitamin D deficiency. Public health importance. Vitamin D deficiency is a silent but widespread public health problem that affects over 1 billion people worldwide. It is commonly seen in urban population due to the indoor lifestyles, and it is also seen in the modern lifestyles which have significantly reduced the natural vitamin D synthesis. And the burden of deficiency is preventable through the coordinated public health measures. Safe supplementation and food fortification are the key strategies. Fortification programs in the US, Canada and Europe have reduced severe deficiency. Many countries are considering mandatory fortification policies. Regular supplementation of infants and elderly is recommended globally. Summary. So vitamin D is crucial for bone health, immune function and for calcium and phosphorus metabolism. Main sources include sunlight, diet and supplement. Deficiency can lead to rickets, osteomalacia and muscle weakness. Adequate intake prevent bone disorders. Excessive intake may cause toxicity. The active form of vitamin D is called calcitriol. Screening and supplementation are important for the risk group. These are the reference. Thank you.